Repair Clinic makes fixing things easy, with millions of replacement parts available on our website and the help you need to do the repair yourself. Since we encourage you to perform this procedure safely, a warning icon will appear when you should use caution. For many double-wall oven repairs, you will need to disassemble the appliance. Before you attempt this, be sure to shut off the power to the oven junction box. For easier access when replacing parts on the rear panel of the oven, we recommend removing the appropriate oven door. Fully open the door and rotate both door hinge locks back. Partially close the door, then lift and pull the door toward you to remove. With the handle side down, set the door on a blanket. Remove any racks that are in the way. To detach a broil element, use a 1/4-inch nut driver or a Phillips-head screwdriver to unthread the 2 screws securing the rear mounting plate. Next, unthread the 2 screws securing the upper shields. You can now pull the shield and element away from the rear of the oven. If you need to replace the oven sensor, unthread the screw securing the sensor to the rear panel. Pull the wire out to access the wire connector, then disconnect it. Make sure the wire doesn't slip through the hole behind the rear panel. Replace or reinstall the oven sensor by first connecting the wire connector. Feed the wire through the rear panel hole, position the sensor, and secure it with the screw. Confirm that the broil element wires are fully connected to the terminals. Then realign the element and shield by first inserting the oven sensor through the large hole. Realign the smaller front shield, then thread and tighten the 2 front screws to secure the assembly. Replace the screws to secure the rear mounting plate as well. Replace any oven racks. You can disassemble the oven door by using a Phillips-head screwdriver to unthread the 4 screws securing the inner door frame to the outer door assembly. With the screws removed, lift off the frame. To replace a door hinge, lift out the window pack from the outer door assembly. Now unthread the 2 screws securing the hinge, as well as the middle screw securing the window pack bracket. With the screws removed, slide the old hinge assembly out. Install the new door hinge by inserting it into the outer door frame. Thread and tighten the 2 screws to secure. Realign the window pack bracket and secure it with the screw. Now reassemble the door by first repositioning the window pack in the outer door assembly so the engraved up notations are visible. Reposition the inner door frame on the outer door assembly. Thread and tighten the 4 screws to secure. The short screws secure the bottom of the frame. Reinstall the oven door by inserting the door hinges into the hinge slots at a 45-degree angle. Lower the door to its fully open position, then rotate the hinge locks forward. To access components in the control panel, use a Phillips-head screwdriver to unthread the 4 screws, securing the wall oven frame to the cabinet. Have an assistant help you to slide the appliance forward approximately 4 inches. Now use the Phillips-head screwdriver or 1/4-inch nut driver to unthread the screws to release the 2 control panel mounting brackets. Next, remove the 4 screws securing the panel assembly itself. You can now lift the control panel assembly up to detach. Disconnect the communication wire as well as the grounding wire to fully remove the assembly. Reinstall the control panel by first connecting the communication wire to the user interface board and the grounding wire to the grounding tab. Now align the panel assembly on the frame, then thread and tighten the 4 screws to secure. Realign the mounting brackets and secure them with the screws. Push the wall oven back into the cabinet. Confirm that the side trim pieces are in place. Then thread the screws to secure the frame to the cabinet. To reach the components on the top or rear of the double wall oven, you will need to fully remove the appliance from the cabinet. To do this, first remove both oven doors. Unthread the 2 screws to release the bottom vent. Remove all of the oven racks. Unthread the 4 screws securing the wall oven frame to the cabinet. Now have an assistant help you to carefully lift the appliance out of the cabinet and set it on a piece of cardboard to protect the floor. Be aware that if the conduit cable is not long enough to move the wall oven, you will need to disconnect the power and grounding wires from the junction box. Use a 1/4-inch nut driver to remove the screws securing the upper rear access panel to access the upper oven thermostat or cooling fan blower. Both the upper and lower rear access panels will need to be removed to reach the lower thermostat or either of the bake elements. To replace the lower thermostat, you will need to remove the cooling fan blower. To do this, first unthread the screws securing the access plate. You will need to disconnect the bake element wires to fully remove the plate. Next, disconnect the cooling fan blower power wires. Unthread the mounting screws, and you can remove the component from the rear panel. Now unthread the mounting screw or screws to release the thermostat. Note the orientation of the thermostat wires, then disconnect them from the terminals. Install the new thermostat by first connecting the wires to the terminals. Now position the component and secure it with the mounting screw or screws. Reposition the cooling fan blower on the mounting brackets if necessary. Then thread and tighten the screws. Connect the power wires. Realign and secure the access plate. Be sure to reconnect the bake element wires. Replace the rear access panels as required, securing them with the screws. Return the wall oven to the cabinet and push it into position. Confirm that the side trim pieces are in place, then thread the screws to secure the frame to the cabinet. Realign the bottom vent on the oven frame, then thread and tighten the two screws to secure. Replace the oven racks. Reinstall the oven doors. With the appliance fully reassembled, turn the power supply back on, and the double wall oven should be ready for use. At Repair Clinic, we make fixing things easy. Thank you for supporting the production of these videos by purchasing your parts from our website.